In this video, I'm going to talk you through how you can make a spike that kills your player and then forces your player to respawn at the start of the game. The first thing that I'm going to do is add a new object to my scene. So I'm going to click on the plus there. It's going to be a sprite that I create. I'm going to give my object a name of spike, and then I'm going to create it with Pascal. To create a spike in Pascal, or sort of a triangle in Pascal, I'm just going to draw the outline of a spike like that. It's not the best in the world. And then I'm going to use the paint bucket just to fill the center. I'm then going to click save. I'm not going to add any behaviors to this object, so I'm going to click apply, and then I'm going to drag the object into my game. If I play my game at the moment, nothing is going to happen. My player is just going to pass straight through the object. I'm now going to make it so that if my player does collide with that spike object, that they respawn. I need to choose where I want my player to always respawn. So I'm going to move my player around, and I'm going to say that I always want my player to respawn right here at the start of this platform. If I hover over my player, I will see that there is an X coordinate shown, which is 66, and a Y coordinate that is being shown, which is 467. They're going to become really important in a moment, so I'm going to just make note of those. You can write it down on a piece of paper or your whiteboard. If you know how to access a notepad on your computer, you could write it on there like I am. So my x-axis is 66, I can say x, 66, and then y is 467. They're going to come in handy in a moment, but I'm just going to put that to one side for now. Now, this is the first time that I'm going to do any programming within my game. So to start to program in GDevelop, I need to open up the Untitled Scenes event tab. So I've got the untitled scene here. It's got kind of a picture of a scene from a film. This is where I edit my game and create the levels and design different parts of it. The events sheet here is where I do my programming. I'm going to start off by checking to see whether the player is colliding with the spike. To do that, I click on Add New Event and then Add Condition. The condition is going to check to see if the player, so I'm going to click on my player, is colliding, so I'm going to click on colliding, with the spike. So I'm going to click on spike. So player, collision, spike. The player is colliding with the spike. I'm then going to click OK. Now, if my player does collide with the spike, I'm going to add an action, and the action is going to be for my player to respawn. So I'm going to say that if my player collides with the spike, I want my player to change position, or respawn in other words, and I want them to respawn at the starting coordinates that I wrote down. So 66 was my first one, and 467 was my second. I can then click OK, and that is the basis of my program. So my player, if they collide with the spike, I respawn my player at their starting position. Let's check if it works. So I'm going to go back into my scene. I'm going to preview my game, and I should see now that if I collide with that spike, perfect, my player respawns. There's one other thing I can use the respawn function for in my game. It's a bit of a kind of hack or a cheat if you like, but currently if my player falls off the edge of the map or falls off the edge of a platform, it just falls infinitely. I can use the spike and stretch it and put it underneath that platform so that if my player does fall off the edge of a platform, it respawns. So to do that, I'm going to zoom out using my scroll wheel. I'm going to click down my scroll wheel so I can pan around and move around. I'm going to drag over one of the spike objects, and then when it's down, I'm going to place it underneath that platform. I'm going to drag it really far out to the right and really far out to the left. Might drag on the top as well to make it slightly thinner. Now if I preview my game, it should be that if I fall off the edge of a platform, I just respawn back at the start.